recent audit into JCPS's budget woes is giving us a clearer picture as to how it got into that $188 million hole. It is our top story here at noon today. I'm Brooke Hash. The district's currently discussing major cuts and closures to get out of the red. Our Alex Dieterer and photojournalist Gabby DeGeorge explain how we got here.
An audit on JCPS's budget and how it ended up with a $188 million shortfall confirms the suspicions of how the district got here.
We are being intentional, but this is massive, and it feels massive.
The audit found JCPS does not have a clear framework for financial oversight, saying it has weakened accountability.
So budget decisions often lacked formal governance structures and collective review.
The policies in place need to change to where the internal team has to come up with easy ways to produce reports that are understandable for us and the public to then make the right recommendations on board policy and things that work and things that don't work.
The audit came at the request of the board, including Taylor Everett.
We have a lot of work to do.
It also found the district relied on one-time payments like COVID relief funds for programs and staffing without having a long-term plan in place for when that money runs out. Another big find from the audit says that before 2025, the district was not forecasting its budget multiple years in advance, saying long-term impacts and future revenues or expenses were not considered in the budget process.
We agree 100% with every one of the themes that are listed here.
CFO Eddie Munns says the cuts made to the central office to right the budget deficit are already impacting district operations.
The reorg is causing a lot of work for our HR department and our budget department, in addition to the changes going on throughout our organization.
So we have to do things that are actually realistic, and that's on the board to make those recommendations.
Now that the district has cut $132 million, they're now tasked with making sure it doesn't happen again. In Louisville, Alex Dieterer, WHAS11 on your side.
The audit used the district's finances between 2022 and 25, so any changes implemented to address that budget deficit were not accounted for in that assessment. It'll now be presented to the full board at its next meeting in March. No one was injured in a New Albany house fire this morning. Take a look at photos sent to us by the fire department, which said it started in a detached garage around 5 a.m. off King Street near the corner of Vincennes and West Main. Crews were able to keep that fire from spreading to nearby homes, spraying even the trees to help keep it contained. Taking a look now outside, it has been quite the messy morning. Hoping for a little bit more clearing today, Matthew Willoughby, as we see the cloud cover dissipate and start to see some sunshine and blue skies.
Yeah, we are finally welcoming some more sunshine as we go towards this afternoon. But yeah, it really was a sloppy morning with some rain, snow, and a little bit of ice out there for you this past morning. So we're all clear out now, and a lot of that system is moving off to the East Coast to possibly bring more snow showers to the East Coast as we go towards the later part of this evening. Looking outside, though, still holding on to some of those clouds, but starting to see some peaks of sunshine out there for us this afternoon. Current temperatures still a little bit on the cooler side, just into the upper 30s and lower 40s. Give a look at current temperatures across the state, though. We are starting to see that warm surge of air move off to the east, but we're still at 40 degrees here in Louisville, E-Town 41 degrees, but Bowling Green's at 49, and Paducah is at 52 degrees. So we'll start to see more of that warmer air rolling for us throughout this afternoon. We'll see highs closer to mid to low 50s for us as we go towards about 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. today, and eventually it's back into the mid 40s by tonight. We'll see another cold night on tap as well, just temperatures near freezing heading towards the overnight hours, but we have a gorgeous day on tap for you as we go towards your Friday, where temperatures will be back into the 60s with plenty of sunshine. So give you a look at those weather headlines. Friday and Saturday, honestly, best days of the week for some really nice spring-like pleasant conditions outside. For your Sunday, we're expecting some morning rain showers, but we're tracking our next winter system to roll through for your Monday. I'll be timing out what you can expect for your Friday and Saturday, along with that next winter system in just a few minutes. Back over to you, Brooke.
Matthew, thank you. The Louisville Metro Department of Corrections says a 21-year-old inmate was found unresponsive this morning during breakfast service. Officers called for medical help around 4:24 a.m., but they said he died at the scene. The man had been in custody since February 14th. They've not released his name pending family notification. Both corrections officials and Louisville Metro Police are now investigating this. Chief Jerry Collins offered condolences, calling it an unfortunate event. This is the first in-custody death at Metro Corrections since last May. A former Air Force officer and pilot from Jeffersonville is accused of training Chinese military pilots. The DOJ arrested 65-year-old Gerald Eddie Brown Jr. this week, charged with providing defense services to Chinese military pilots. He was a decorated Air Force pilot for 24 years and left active duty in 1996 with the rank of major. Brown's accused of not only training those pilots, but also negotiating with a Chinese national who had already pleaded guilty to conspiring to hack into the computer networks of major U.S. defense contractors and steal sensitive data. Brown's expected to make his first court appearance in Indiana today. Shively police say a deadly shooting outside Club 7 this month was a coordinated attack. They arrested 5 people yesterday, some of whom were in court this morning, including a juvenile among them. The shooting happened on February 2nd outside Club 7 on 7th Street. An arrest citation said surveillance video showed 2 cars come up to that club, and then a suspect goes inside with 2 others to ask about someone. A short time later, police say they targeted and shot 2 men, one of whom died. All are now charged with murder. Right now, flu cases are spiking in Jefferson County. You can see the trend right now on the county's public health website. This week, we are seeing the highest number of cases so far this season, which began on September 29th. And since that time, we've had more than 11,000 cases reported in Jefferson County. And in just the last week, more than 2,500 kids have tested positive for the flu at Norton Healthcare. The current strain making its way through the states called Flu B. These spikes are expected, but we did speak to a pediatrician who said it's the 2nd year in a row now that they've been on the rise.
As we're seeing this big increase in the number of flu cases, it's corresponding with a real decrease in our vaccination rates. And so I really do think that those 2 things are related.
If you or your kids are experiencing symptoms like difficulty breathing or dehydration, that's the sign to make the trip to the emergency room now. According to the CDC, 5 children died from the flu-related illness in the last week. 71 have died from the flu just this season alone, including 1 in Kentucky. A Louisville father and chef is now in a fight to avoid deportation. He's in the U.S. legally. Aldo Soto Pantoja has a driver's license, federal work authorization, and a social security card, all approved by Homeland Security. But ICE claims he's a criminal in the country illegally. According to Soto Pantoja's lawyer, he was charged with assault in 2023, but never convicted. They said he went to court for a pretrial, and that's when ICE agents arrested him. He was meant to start a diversion program, which would have expunged the charge in 3 years.
He's paying Social Security. I have the paycheck stubs and the tax returns to back that up. So he has done all that's required and maybe more than some of all Americans, working honestly.
We did reach out to a representative with ICE, but have not heard back. We also spoke to the bosses over at Houck's Corner, where Soto Pantoja was recently given a promotion. They were shocked with the deportation order. The hearing is set for April 22nd. He's being held in the Oldham County Detention Center.